Hello everyone, my name is Lalchan Rampasad. I am the author of the book titled The Great Gospel Puzzle. The topic of this video is based upon Gianicolo. Gianicolo is a hill in western Rome. It is the second tallest hill in the city of Rome. The tallest is Monte Mario. It is situated west of the Tiber River and outside the Servian walls of Rome. Bible and history are very sketchy with regards to the life and death of Paul. Paul died sometime between 64 to 68 CE during Nero's rule. He was buried on the Via Ostensis road. The road began in the Forum Boarium and left the city's Servian walls through the Porta Trigemina. This was one of the main gates. Neither Bible nor history provides any record of the exact place or time of Paul's death and where he was buried. What we have is St. Paul's Basilica, which was built in remembrance of him. It is located on the Via Ostensis, where he was buried and is referred to as outside the walls, meaning the Servian walls. Matthew 27:33, quote, "And when they came into a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of the skull," unquote, referring to Jesus crucified and buried in Jerusalem. There is no evidence pointing there. Matthew 17:1, quote, "Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain apart," unquote. Jesus was leading Simon, Peter, James, and John to the crucifixion. There is no mention of Paul. It was the Roman general leading the 3 disciples to crucifixion. Simon Peter also do not have any precise time of his death. He is stated to have died during Nero's rule between 64 to 68 CE. The same as Paul, St. Peter's Basilica is also outside the walls. It is to honor Simon Peter. The Church of San Pietro in Montorio was built on the site of an earlier 9th century church dedicated to St. Peter on Rome's Gianicolo Hill. According to tradition, it was the site of Simon Peter's crucifixion. The high mountain, the Via Ostensis, Calvary, the Church of San Pietro in Montorio, and Golgotha points to the Gianicolo Hill. Under Pope St. Gregory the Great, 590 to 604 CE, St. Paul's Basilica was extensively modified. The pavement was raised to place the altar directly over St. Paul's tomb. John 19:13, quote, "And sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement," unquote. Pilate sat on a paved path for pedestrians beside the road on the Gianicolo Hill. The pavement was on the Gianicolo Hill. Luke 22:45, quote, "And when he rose up from prayer and was come to his disciples, he found them sleeping for sorrow," unquote. The disciples were Simon, Peter, James, and John. They were crucified by Jesus on the Gianicolo Hill in 71 CE. Mark 14:37, quote, "And saith unto Peter, Simon, are you sleeping? You could not wait 1 hour?" unquote. At no time in the above verses was either Jesus or Paul crucified. Jesus was talking with Simon Peter. It was Simon Peter who was crucified on the cross. All evidences lead to Simon Peter. He was crucified on the Gianicolo Hill and buried into the Golgotha cemetery, the place of the skulls. Gianicolo was the center for the cult of the mythological god Janus. Is it a coincidence that the name Jesus probably originated from the god Janus? Janus is the god of beginnings. The first month of the year, January, was named after Janus. Simon Peter was the main character. There is no Jesus and Paul. Get a copy of The Great Gospel Puzzle. The book can be purchased at this site.